Hi, I decided to do my report on the Horizon Report K through 12 for 2017. Let's start with the short-term technology adoptions for K through 12 education. Coding as a literacy. I believe this involves a lot of learning by doing for each student. Coding makes a lot more sense when there is a stake in the outcome of what happens in this scenario. It also builds many benefits through interactions. STEAM learning is an approach to learning that uses science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics as access points for guiding student inquiry, dialogue, and critical thinking. It really sparks to add interest for the love of arts and sciences in children from an early age. Next, let's discuss the midterm technology adoptions for K through 12 education. Growing focus on measuring learning. There are several approaches to measuring a student's learning. These include summative assessments, which include tests, quizzes, and other graded course activities that are used to measure student performance. They are cumulative and measure what a student has learned at the end of a lesson, unit, or course. The other approach is formative assessment, and in this case, students receive input and guided feedback based on their performance. It is often in a face-to-face setting or a comment on an assignment, rubric, or through email. There is a growing focus on measuring student learning in the educational setting, in which approach is the best based on which age level. Redesigning learning spaces. It is a great idea to design your learning space based on your students' needs and interests. Involving students is a great way to make this happen. The teacher needs to focus on what they want the students to experience, rather than thinking about the furniture in the classroom. The classroom should be set up for group work to happen easily. It should also avoid being cluttered. There are many other ways to redesign a learning space, but this is becoming a very important factor as time goes on. Next, let's discuss long-term technology adoptions for K-12 education. Advancing cultures of innovation. This is a very important aspect as we strive to create students that will grow to become leaders. We should strive to help our students learn. Great leaders are great learners. To empower them. They also need the ability to empower others. Teaching them to adapt, because change is inevitable. Delegate. They need to know how to delegate others. Engage. They need to be able to engage successfully with one another. Reflect. They should reflect on their own work as well as that of others. And serve. They need to be oriented towards serving others. Deeper learning approaches involve student mastery of different approaches. This includes thinking critically and solving complex problems, working collaboratively and communication effectively, having an academic mindset, and being empowered through self-directed learning. Lastly, let's discuss the challenges and developments of technology for K through 12 education. The solvable challenges include authentic learning experiences. These are solvable by finding genuine ways to teach, including videos of your content and ways for students to connect. Improving digital literacy, which is solvable by teaching students how to become digitally literate. This is a taught skill that can be developed by a young age. The difficult challenges include rethinking the roles of teachers. This is difficult because people's minds are set on what a teacher should be and do, but can be rethought through support and with society agreeing and supporting teachers in every circumstance, as well as teaching computational thinking. This is basically students learning how to tell the computers to do things or to help them with certain things. The wicked challenges include the achievement gap. This is the gap that starts in kindergarten between each child. This is what each child masters and what they need more work on. This is difficult to fix because teachers don't often have the time to focus on each child one at a time. But it could be fixed through more one-on-one teaching and focusing on each child as an individual, as well as technology advances. as well as sustaining innovation through leadership changes. This is difficult to do because teachers simply have a hard time sustaining performance for their students as they get older and subjects get more difficult to teach. It also gets more difficult to have the time to focus on each individual child, but it can be helped through a smaller student to teacher ratio. Developments. These are the goals for K through 12 education. Within 1 year or less, they want to incorporate makerspaces, which is a community-operated workspace in which students share similar and common interests in specific subjects, as well as incorporating robotics, which is usually in the form of a robotics club in which students make robots and compete in competitions against students from other schools. Within 2 to 3 years, they want to incorporate analytics technologies. This collects data from students, teachers, human resources, and student well-being and combines and analyzes it in order to create the best learning environment, as well as incorporating virtual reality. This is almost like a video game in which you feel you are there, but it is very cool in an educational setting as it can possibly allow students to go on virtual field trips to really unique places that they may not ever get to see. Within 4 to 5 years, they want to incorporate artificial intelligence. This would truly bring out the best between teacher and technology as they strive to work together for each child. The computer can be more personalized based on the level the student is at and can function to spend that more one-on-one time with the student that the teacher may not have the opportunity to get. They also want to better incorporate the Internet of Things, which can allow students better access to the Internet in ways that best suit them and will best help them to access the information pertaining to what they are learning or to what they're interested in. Thank you for watching.